right. If you don't know that song and you're a Rush fan, you should. And if you're not a Rush fan, you should probably still know it anyway. That was one part of the Fountain of Lamneth called No One at the Bridge. Off of the album Caress of Steel. Got my copy right here. You see that? Caress of Steel by Rush. Actually, mine is autographed by the guys. So pretty cool thing I got there. But doesn't get a lot of, the album itself doesn't get a lot of recognition. The tour from 1975, everyone said it was it was actually dubbed Down the Tubes tour. But here's what, if you don't know about this album, this was the predecessor to 2112. So what they were doing in this album were really the building blocks for Rush and what came with 2112 and everything after that, basically, as far as concept pieces. This album has two concept pieces on it. One of them called The Necromancer, and the other one called The Fountain of Lamneth. And what I was just playing here, that was one part of The Fountain of Lamneth, and a little piece called No One at the Bridge. I started playing that years ago. I don't even remember how I started it, but I do remember that this E minor here, for whatever reason, I always played this, and it helped me actually train my ear a little bit in terms of if the guitar was in tune. It's the E, the A, the D, and the G string, and I knew that if I played that, I could hear if the guitar was in tune. So it was kind of a good tool for me to have. And then over time, I just learned the song. So I think for this part of the video, or this video, I should say, we're just going to kind of do the bones, basically. Just the intro, the verse, the chorus, and then the solo we can do in another lesson. But it's basically just kind of revolves around, I think it's the E minor scale. So it's pretty straightforward there. But why don't we take a closer look at some of these chords and these notes. And honestly, I know you might be thinking, oh my God, this is Rush. How am I going to be able to do this? This is actually probably falls into that intermediate, maybe even easy category for Rush. So I could tell you, it's some basic chords. It's you're used to an E minor, but a little bit of an E minor here, a little different one, some different chords here. But for the most part, you're playing some things you probably have already played before. So like I said, we'll take a closer look, and we'll take a look at it. All right, so let's get a closer look at some of these chord shapes, these fingerings for No One at the Bridge. All right, so really it starts off on an E minor. Now I know you're used to playing an E minor like this, right? Where you've got open E on the 6th string, you have 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, 2nd fret, and then the rest of the strings are open. Well, what we're going to do is, at least, and again, my fingering is a little bit different than maybe what you're going to do. I take my pointer, and I keep that A string on the 5th fret fretted with my pointer, and I'm taking my pinky, and I'm taking my pinky and I'm putting it on the D string on the 4th fret. That's how I'm fretting that chord, right? And I'm going to show you why I'm doing that, because it helps me set up for the next chord. And all we're doing is just kind of arpeggiating these notes, just down, up, down, up. So we're going to go from the 6th, go from 6, 5, 4, 3, and then right back up to the top. So if I bring my over here, see how I'm doing that? And you're going to have to listen to the album to get the timing as well, because the timing is always important. And then from there, what we do is I just shift this entire shape. I don't even take my fingers off the string. I go right up to the 5th and 7th frets, okay? But the difference here is that I'm taking my middle finger, and now I'm putting it on the B flat, which is on the E string 6th fret right there. And you still have that G string kind of droning, opening. All right, so we'll go from the top again. right? So here is, again, we'll go back to it. You've got your open E, open 6th string, 5th string on the 2nd fret, 4th string on the 4th fret, G is open. We're going to shift, okay? So now you're going to have 6th string, 6th fret for that B flat, 5th string, 5th fret, 4th string, 7th fret, and again, open G. So that open G is kind of that drone that you're going to hear the entire way through. I'm kind of accenting that G so you hear it. And when you come back around, again, you have to listen to the album for the different changes, okay? But you're going to go, and then come up here, right? Back to the E minor. So it's an E minor adding an F sharp, I guess. And you're going to hear a walk down. The walk down, basically, it's basically a C triad right here. So you've got your 1, 3, and 5 basically of a C chord. So you've got your C, and then you've got, so that's on your 5th string, 3rd fret, 4th string, 2nd fret, open G. Again, that open G is kind of the theme here. So real quick, 1, 2, 3, just that the upper part, I should say, the lower register of the C of a C chord. Okay, and then we're going to just move the bass line to the B. Okay, so it's B, open 4th, open 3rd. Okay, we're going to shift that up to the G string. So basically, you know, you're going from, if we're doing just the bass notes, it's C, B, back to the G, okay? And then open D, open G, walk the bass line one more time to the F sharp right here. Again, and then the open D, open G. So altogether it's back to that E minor. So I'll just throw it all together real quick for you. E minor. Not even sure what this chord is called. It's got a B flat in it. Maybe it's a G sharp. Okay, great song too, just for kind of getting your chops down with kind of moving around on the fretboard, because you're moving around to some areas you probably haven't, you know, done before, going from, you know, this right into like that funky E minor, adding the F sharp, right? So good way to start there. So the verse is going to be the same thing. And then it's going to kind of get into the chorus. 2 chords, right? So it is an A, and then a C, but you know, it's not your standard C. It's kind of your C adding the 9th, which is also the D. So you might have seen this. So it's so 3 chords basically is what we're looking at here, okay? So standard A open chord, okay? And if you heard, that kind of did a little bit of a some single picking notes into it. So all I'm doing is I'm strumming the A, but then I'm picking the 2nd string only, where your pinky is on the 2nd fret, right there. And then I'm just gonna pull it off, so it's open. Oops. So right to the C. A, 2nd string, open. A, 2nd string, open. A, 2nd string, open. Then you're going to go to that F. Your F is the turnaround. that's going to get you back into the verse, and it's kind of it builds up. So all together real quick, it's right? So pretty simple in a way, you know, especially for something, you know, Rush related. So you're going to go back into the verse, you do the chorus again, and then there's a bit of a breakdown. You know, I guess you can call it a bridge, you know, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to attempt to try to sing that in that register that Geddy does it, but it begins with, you know, call out. I think it's desperation. So what it is, it's so just a G. Okay. So it's call out, and then it's a bit of the guitar lays out for a little bit, and then it goes back to. So here's what I'm playing there. It's pretty straightforward. It's a G and a D to start. Now, you could maybe play power chords too. I just think, I think videos that I've seen, just the way Alex has played, especially early in the career, I just feel like that's kind of where it starts there. But it's a G and a D. You can play that anywhere you want. G and a D. Okay? Repeat. E minor 7 up here. D, back to the E minor. G, D, G, D, E minor, D, E minor. Again, I'm sorry, that E minor's got the 7th as well. So you're usually playing that. Just pull your pinky off. That's the difference there, okay? So you're going to go through that. It does that actually 4 times. So it's. So the only difference there is that 3rd time around, you're not laying out as much. So you're actually going straight through it. Right? So the chords are there. Just got to listen to the song and get the timing down. And what's going to happen there is it kind of goes back into that E minor. And then little walk down again. And then from there, it's going into the solo, which we'll do another lesson on. So that's kind of where the solo starts. It'll go into that. The only thing different here is that at the very end, when you hit that E minor with that F sharp at the end, there's just one little difference here, and you land on that open E string. So listen to this. And then the pace slows down, and then you go down all 6 strings. So all you're doing is just hitting that open E. So that's really it. So I mean that's basically the bones for No One at the Bridge. So like I said, I'll do the solo at another time, but really it's pretty straightforward. I think it just, if I remember correctly, it revolves around the E minor scale. Nothing too crazy at all. It's all kind of, you know, within this part of the fretboard, I think, for the most part. You know, so it's always just kind of notes in there. So I'll get that for you. But pretty straightforward. Good luck with this one. Hopefully it helped you out.